Hello, everyone. This is Pam Dunwald from Your Nurse Advocate Consulting. And just today is kind of an important topic. We are going to be talking about legal considerations in caring for your aging parents. It's Tuesday Tips. I am the co-founder of Your Nurse Advocate Consulting. And if you're new here, I'm a registered nurse, over 40 years of experience, board certified patient advocate, and each week I share practical tips to help you care for your aging loved one with confidence and most importantly with less stress. So this week's topic is a big one. So we're going to talk about legal and financial essentials for family caregivers. So we'll cover, what professionals, can help, how to coordinate with siblings, difference between healthcare and financial power of attorneys, why healthcare directives matter, organizing documents, plus some little sprinkles of things that are going to be brought into the video as well. We're going to talk about things like taxes and selling property and what does an advance directive mean? Can you is it a one and done once the document is filled out? What are your rights? What can you do? What can't you do? We're going to talk about paying bills, bank accounts. We're going to talk about all of these things. And we've got a lot of free resources for you to help you along the way so you can pick and choose what is going to be most beneficial. And we'll throw those in the comment section and also list those as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first topic we're going to talk about is who can help. What other professionals are essential in helping you manage the legal and financial aspects of caring for an aging loved one. And we're going to talk about who they are and exactly what they do. So we are not an attorney. We are not a tax preparer. We're not a CPA. We're not a financial planner. But what we can do is we can point you in the right direction, give you some education so that when you meet with these professionals, you'll know the questions to ask, and you know a little bit of the background. So you're going in with a little bit of education while you're meeting with these professionals that can tell you, based on your state and where you live, what your options are and what you can and cannot do. So first one we're going to talk about is elder law attorney. So these are experts in wills, trusts, power of attorneys, guardianships, Medicaid planning, and property transfers. So the elder law attorney, estate planning attorney can be one and the same. Super important to make sure that you have all your legal ducks in a row as you're managing the care and as your aging parents are traveling down that senior citizen road, so to speak. So next, financial planner is another professional. So we look at whether they're a fiduciary. Some financial planners are associated with, say, life insurance companies, and they do some stock and some retirement planning, but not all financial planners are created equal. So you want to look for someone that's a fiduciary. A fiduciary means that they are held by an ethical standard that they have to do what's in your best interest, not what's based on how they're going to make commission and things like that. So I'll look for one that is a fiduciary. Next is a CPA or certified public accountant. They can guide you on taxes, deductions for caregiving, inheritance issues, can talk about if you're selling the property, is there going to be, any taxes incurred, by selling the property based on the value. So lots of things to consider there. Financial planners, as we mentioned, can also help with budgeting, investments, paying bills, and planning for long-term care expenses. Then we've got real estate agents. Now, real estate agents, sometimes they can take that one step further, and there are certified senior real estate realtors. There is actually a certification for realtors to work, especially with senior citizens. And there is also, a lot of times people don't realize that there are senior relocation services. A national company that we work with and we've had some great interactions with is Caring Transitions. They are a relocation service. They're franchised. They're nationwide. They help with the packing, the moving, the estate auctions, all of those things that the physical aspect of your aging loved one moving to a different living arrangement. Bankers can help with setting up accounts, managing bills, payments, understanding your account rights once your loved one passes. So these are a lot of the things that we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about them in huge amount of detail, just some tips and strategies and some nuggets for you so that you have an awareness of the kind of questions that you can ask these professionals as you're assisting and manage the care of your aging loved one. So next, we're going to briefly talk about communicating and coordinating with siblings. Family dynamics can get really tricky during care decisions, and both Linda and I, Linda's the other co-founder of Your Nurse Advocate Consulting, we have both been with Linda's mom, and now also with my husband's mom, my mother-in-law. My father-in-law passed away several years ago, and now she's gone. So now we have all the estate things going on. So we're very familiar with that, as well as Linda going through that with her mom, and then having to put her dad in assisted living. So lots of firsthand experience here. And we know there's a lot of family dynamics that go into this. I'm the oldest of 5. Linda's the oldest of 6. And a lot of it falls on us as being the oldest. A lot of it falls on Lynn and I because we're healthcare professionals. I also have a younger sister who's a nurse practitioner. So we kind of share and have our own lanes when it comes to that. But it's really important that if you have advanced directives and you have the living will, healthcare power of attorney, financial power of attorney, who is the executor of the state. If all of these things are laid out ahead of time, that really leaves no room for arguments. Your family, your siblings can just agree to follow mom and dad's wishes. That's the only decision that needs to be made. Now, that's kind of, I don't want to say sugarcoating it, but that's simplifying it. There will be, obviously in the instance with my mother-in-law, my husband was the executor of the estate. So he is paying the bills for the estate. We listed with a realtor, but he has 2 sisters, and that doesn't mean that their input doesn't matter. I mean, we've all have discussions regarding realtor, how's the process going? We had an estate sale, everybody's all included, but when it comes down to legally, who signs the papers, then that would be, the executor and James of financial power of attorney. So these are things that we want to just bring an awareness to you so that you're not caught with your pants down, so to speak, and you're not caught off guard saying, oh my gosh, I didn't know anything about that. So we want to just give you a bit of information so that you can ask the right questions and contact the right professional that's going to help you with your situation. We encourage you having a family meeting. We've got a siblings guide and checklist. I'm going to put that as we're talking. I am going to be putting these in the chat, and also we'll put them on the screen as well. And in the description of the video, if you're watching the replay on YouTube, and I encourage everyone, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's where you're going to find all the replays, several videos other than just Tuesday tips. We've got a lot of great videos there. You just search for the topic you're looking for. So in the description of the video, we'll make sure that we have all the free resources that we're talking about during this Tuesday tip. So don't worry, we've got you covered there. So we have actually a family meeting agenda guide that we will share as a free resource for you. Assigning clear roles based on, your siblings' zone of genius is what we like to call them. Not every sibling is going to be good at all things, and they're going to have their strengths and their weaknesses. Maybe one of your brothers is not going to be comfortable doing physical care with your mom, but maybe they're handy and can handle the household things, the house repairs, things like that. So there's a lot of things that you could do for everybody to be pitching in. Even if you're a long distance sibling, there's lots of things, and we list out those things in our resources to give you ideas of what you can do from long distance. Keep communication open. Find a way to communicate, whether it's a group text, a Zoom, shared calendars, whatever that is. Make sure the communication is regular, consistent, and using the same method that everyone agrees to, so that being in the loop, keeping everybody involved goes a long way to reduce any tension. Stay solution focused. Remember, the goal is for your loved one's long well-being and not winning an argument. So that's huge. I have a tendency to wear my emotions on my sleeve. And so, I can my emotions kind of can take over sometimes when it comes to my family, like all of us do. So oftentimes it's good to have a third party, such as a nurse advocate, that can help you, because we're that outside person looking in. We're not the family member. We don't have the history. We didn't fight with our siblings over the last piece of bacon. So we have a more of an advantage being a third party resource that can help pull the families all together. So let's talk about healthcare versus financial power of attorney, and let's clear up some common confusion. So a healthcare power of attorney, advanced directive, lets someone make medical decisions if your loved one can't speak for themselves. This covers treatments, doctors, end of life care. But what people misunderstood, and this is one of the things that comes up a lot that people don't understand. People don't understand that once that document is filled out, the witness is signed, it's a legal, yes, it is a legal document. But as the healthcare power of attorney, you have no legal rights to make medical decisions for your aging loved one unless they are incapacitated, cannot make their own decisions, unconscious, or a doctor, two doctors in most states have to sign a form saying that your aging loved one is no longer able to make decisions based on for their own healthcare needs. So it's not activated. You don't have rights to make decisions while they're still considered of sound mind, but you are on there for in case and when and if that situation would arise. So you have to be careful with that. You don't have any rights to make the decisions unless the power of attorney has been activated. Next is financial power of attorney. Let someone manage the money matters, paying the bills, selling property, assessing bank accounts, filing taxes. Check with your bank. One of the things that comes up a lot is people say, well, my name's on the bank account. Well, that may not be good enough. Are you just on as a co-signer? You can pay bills, but if something happens to them, if you're not an owner, those funds may be, frozen, and that's going to get into the whole probate situation. Again, that is a question for your estate planning attorney, but these are things for you to be aware of. Just because your name is on the check, depending on how the account is set up, doesn't mean that you have access to the money once someone passes away. So be aware of that. The tip, these people, the healthcare power of attorney, financial power of attorney, they can be the same person, but they don't have to be. Don't choose people based on maybe the hierarchy or the birth order. So for example, as being listed as one of the healthcare power of attorneys, it's not because I'm the oldest daughter. It's because, I'm a nurse. My sister is the third one in line, but she's the first one in the healthcare power of attorney. She's the nurse practitioner. So try and assign people and ask them if they would be willing to do it based on their qualifications, and most importantly, based on your trust that they will do what you want them to do as laid out by your wishes. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about why advance directives matter and how to get started. So advance directives are legal documents that spell out your loved one's wishes for medical care if they can't speak for themselves. This includes the living wills, and as we mentioned, the healthcare power of attorney. It ensures that your loved one's wishes are respected, prevents family conflict, reduces stress in emergencies. Have to be careful. Read the language. Some states, as in Wisconsin, you can check the box saying that I do not want to go to a nursing home. You can't force someone into a nursing home. So, if that were to happen and say my advance directive says, no nursing home. So if my family feels that they can't take care of me and my advance directive says I don't want to go in a nursing home, they're going to have to take that to the court and maybe get a court to make a decision that have a court order to put me in a nursing home. So just a few of the caveats that you may come across. So how to get started. The biggest thing is the first step is to have the conversation. Begin the conversation. You don't have to hammer it out in one session, but start bits and pieces. Mom, I know this isn't a great topic that we want to talk about, but you know what? As you're getting older, and I know that I may have to help, make sure, manage your healthcare conditions or manage your healthcare treatments or whatever that may be. I want to know, I need to know what you want, Mom. And the only way that we can make sure that we do what you want is for us to have this in writing. So, can we, in the near future, kind of sit down and maybe you can think about some of the things that you want. So, again, give them as much control as possible. This is their life. One of the things as aging adults get older, they fear losing their independence fiercely. They will get, like I said, they will get fierce when it comes to protecting their independence. So please don't try and make decisions for them. They need to be part of the process and they need to make those decisions. So one of the things, the next section would be is organizing documents. We talked about family meetings. You want to have your legal and financial paperwork, wills, power of attorneys, insurance, bank information, property deeds, tax returns, advance directives, all in one place. All in whether it's kept in a safety deposit box at the bank or it's in a safe in the home. Just have it in a safe place. We have one of the resources we have is our emergency to go checklist. This is great to have. It's not meant to be. There are other things you could do as far as a medical binder that's more comprehensive. But what we try to shoot for, again, trying to keep things simple, is have a folder, plastic snap folder, whatever kind of folder with information that they would need in case they were to go to the emergency room. 911 is called. By the time the rescue squad gets there, they're unconscious. They don't know what to do. They don't know their allergies. They don't know their medications. They don't know. They have to try and find out who they can call as next of kin or on their advance directive. If all this paperwork is together in a folder ready to go out the door, then your loved one is going to be able to get the best treatment possible as soon as possible. So we talked about that. We'll have that again as a resource. We talked about family meetings, selling property. You can, work with an estate planning. Work with a real estate agent or a certified senior real estate agent. And make sure that it's a good fit. I know a great, and some of the differences in when you're talking about realtors dealing with aging adults. I am friends with a realtor, and he is not at this time senior certified, but he is pursuing that. And I think one of the reasons why he would be very good at it is just a quick story. He was moving an aging woman from her home into assisted living, and he was selling her home for her. And there was a place in her home that she loved to sit and look out the window and really was going to miss that view. And so what he did is when he was taking pictures for the home, he took a picture of that view sitting in her chair, took the picture from sitting in her chair, just what she would see, put it as the main picture on the top of her photo album of her home so that when she went to assisted living, she would have this memory and she could look at the view that she's looked at for so many years. So these are the kind of things that stand out. Someone who's particularly sensitive to the needs of our seniors. We talked about the bank accounts, whether or not you are an owner or just a co-signer. Sometimes you can get paid if you have an aging loved one that lives with you and you are over a certain percentage of providing for their care, their meals, everything. Please talk to your CPA, talk to a tax preparation expert, find out in your state if you can claim them, what the rules are, what the regulations are. But I'm telling you that is a possibility for you. So where to find these resources? We have touched on a lot of topics lightly, but let me go down. I'm just to recap here. Let me just run down the list real quick and make sure that we did not forget anything. So we talked about the professionals that can help you with legal financial concerns. We talked about communicating and coordinating with your siblings during care decisions. We talked about the difference between healthcare and financial power of attorney and some nuances with that. We talked about why advance directives matter. We talked about organizing legal documents and family meetings. We talked about where to find our free checklists. Anytime you can go to our website, yournurseadvocateconsulting.com. Click on the tab Free Resources. They are all right there for you. We talked about selling the property. There might be capital gains. That's another thing to ask your CPA if you are heir, or if the property has been in a gift to the family, to the siblings, as it was with ours. So there's 4 siblings that are involved when the house sells. We've gotten it appraised, and depending on your situation, your income, etc., you may need to pay capital gains tax on that. So again, all the more reason why you need to know what professionals you need to reach out to get your questions answered. We talked about bank accounts. We talked about paying bills. We talked about, can I claim my parent on income taxes? And, rights after they pass. After they pass, if you are that financial power of attorney or the executor of the estate, you have those rights to make sure that the bills are paid for. Again, talk to your CPA, talk to a tax professional. You may be liable for bills that are left by your aging loved ones. So you want to make sure that you have sound advice on that arena, because the estate can be liable for the bills of the person, your aging loved one that has deceased. So another thing to consider, if there's any paybacks to Medicaid, were they in a nursing home, and is the house now going to be taken over and sold by the state to pay for their nursing home stay? Lots of things, lots of nuances that you need to check into when it involves legal aspects. So I'm going to drop a couple of these things into the chat real quick. First one is the siblings guide and checklist. I want to drop that in there for you. Jan, thank you for the love on this. I'm going to put this in the comments here, so I'll paste that and I'll send that out to you. Again, no worries. If you catch the replay, you'll be able to view it on our YouTube channel. Here's our advanced life planning checklist. This will also help you, kind of a summary and a bit more details about what we talked about today in this Tuesday Tips. So you're going to have some resources there, and I'm just listing these out for you. And let me see what else I have for you. I have 2 videos from our Senior Care Summit 2024. One is from an estate planning financial guidance. She is a fiduciary. Excuse me. And the other one is a financial planner and a estate planning attorney. So I'm going to put these in there for you to be able to take a peek at those. And with that being said, we are going to go ahead and we are going to wrap up another episode of Tuesday Tips. We hope you gained some nuggets and some information that can help you along your journey. If not, please reach out. We'd be very happy to help you. Take care, and we'll see you back here soon.